the clause is that like I legally have to change my name in order for her to like go forward with, supporting the band. It's fairly obvious straight away that I am like a danger to society. I pretty much learned to play while busking. Like I got a guitar and I just thought that all you needed was the guitar. Like I went and bought the guitar, I got the Roland cube that you put batteries in, and I literally thought that was all you actually needed to do. He would be sat on the toilet and while he's there, he's like reviewing everything. You can see him looking around the place. Yeah, it's we designed the tour based around like touristy things that I want to do.
Okay people, it's time for the Cherry Dog podcast, with special guest, Hurricane Henderson.
Okay.
Right.
I just got to make sure that this stool is not going to be fucking creaky.
Squeaking the whole time.
One thing we need, WD-40.
Or just a better stool.
Pedestal.
So I do that. I fidget a lot, so mine
That's
doesn't
what we
make
were
any noise,
concerned
though.
about, because we were like, everyone does that, don't
Mine's
they?
not making any
Yours
noise.
is sweet.
Yeah.
You just have to be stiff.
Yeah, that's exactly what you got to be.
Perfectly still.
I mean, we've already started talking, so yeah, welcome to Cherry Dog, by the way.
We're on it. This
Yeah,
is the
yeah,
podcast.
this is
Yeah,
it.
right, yeah.
Yeah, we'll cut it nice. We'll cut it nicely so it all chimes in.
I know you said casual, but that's like
Yeah, super casual, man.
very casual. Yeah.
No.
Good. Thanks for.
Well, in terms of casualness, mate, you've got the best looking shirt for being casual, anyway.
Hey, what do you mean? I dressed up nice for this. This is
Yeah.
like my.
Like a nice summer's day out.
It's the formal shirt.
I feel like I just
came
want
back
to.
from a wedding, so
Did you?
no.
Oh. if you did, I was thinking that is the most colourful wedding that's ever happened, probably.
You just absolutely ruined their day. No, life's short, innit? Just that's why I like all of these prints you got going on here. Just all the different colours and stuff.
Oh, thank you, man.
Very creative, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'm sure you'll be wearing one by the end of the day.
I've got the car downstairs. I'll just run down when you guys aren't looking, and
Yeah, just start piling it
All
all
the
in there and
t-shirts
stuff.
stuck on.
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, we've already mentioned it just previous, but your name is very interesting.
Interesting. I don't know.
I think it sounds fucking really cool.
Oh, thank you, man.
But obviously, do you want to explain again?
Yeah. I don't know. It just kind of came about. I don't know if my old manager will listen to this, but I had a manager when I started out playing music, and she's like one of my best mates now, and she just used to like call me it as a nickname. And then I think we were like signing a contract or something with her, and it was like one of the clauses that like I legally have to change my name in order for her to like go forward with, supporting the band or whatever.
Yeah.
And at the time you're like, oh, it's literally signed a piece of paper, like I don't care, it's fine. And then you realise you have to basically update your entire life.
Everything.
Like driver's license and passport and stuff. So now I have to go through a gate if I go anywhere and show a guy a passport, and he's like trying to figure out if I'm some kind of shifty character. And it's fairly obvious straight away that I am like a danger to society. So,
So just for clarification, then, so your birth name is Lewis.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But your actual name now is like officially by default. Your name is Hurricane.
My middle
Henderson.
name is and I just kind of use that because now that it's there, it's like the only thing. I might as well get some use out of it.
Yeah.
Because everything else about changing your name is just like a nightmare. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it, to be honest. Just keep your name. It's fine. Your parents gave it to you for a reason.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll take that on. We'll take that on board then. So yeah, you just did a gig yesterday with the. Also for more introduction, more context, you're part of the UK Foo Fighters band.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've been playing with those guys for probably nearly 2 years now, and it's like the first tribute thing I did. I've done a lot of like original stuff before that, the usual stuff. Played some functions and things like that.
Yeah.
But then with these guys, it's sort of a step up. I'm playing way more often and a bit of a wider radius. So like I'm from Nottingham, and for the first 4 or 5 years of playing music, I didn't really play anywhere else. Maybe occasionally I'd go a little bit out of the way, and now it's just like constantly driving around just like all over the place. So that's what I thought when I saw where your studio was. I was just trying to make it as efficient as possible. I was like, I will be pretty close on Sunday morning. I can get up, like I just went and had breakfast with the guys and then just came down here. So it's perfect.
So you're just thinking, okay, where on the map can we go? Okay, if we go here, then here, then here. I can do that there, do that there.
Yeah, it's we designed the tour based around like touristy things that I want to do. Like we can book the venues at any time, but there's only a certain day that I can go and do things. So it's more important that I get something out of it, really.
Yeah.
There's only 5 other guys in the band, so they can just like deal with it, I guess. But yeah, we played the what's it called? HMV Empire in Coventry.
Yeah.
Which is really good. Like the sound's good, the room's really good. Yeah. Shout out to Ben and Ian. They were both good.
So how many are actually in the band as of now then?
There's 6 of us in total. We've got the full sort of
replica,
the main lineup that you think of. That's what we've got now. There used to just be the 4 of us. So we've recently added Rick, who's like the part of the band.
Yeah.
And also Jam, who's the keyboard player. And it just fills it out. It's not really official until you've got the full lineup. So now it seems like there's not actually many out there that do have a full lineup like that. It's kind of hard to find guys that can fill the role, that look like they look the right part, and then just to get along, like we all really get along. And you just think you're spending a lot of time with these people. And we were doing interviews and stuff, and you meet people that are like great musicians, but even you can just tell straight away, like, I'm going to be in a van with you for like 8 hours sometimes. It's just not going to work, you know. But yeah, no, it's all good.
What drew you to the Foo Fighters band? What's the story? How did you get involved with them?
Just like bills and rent and things like that. No.
Such a mature answer that is.
Do you know what?
I got shit to pay.
Gotta be paid.
I need to do something to get me the fucking money in.
We all got bills to pay, haven't we? No, it's like I actually saw an advert that they were auditioning, and to be honest, at the time I was really looking for something new to get into, but I wasn't sure what I was going to end up getting into. At the time I was doing individual sessions for people and things like that, and then just finding that because you are an outsider and you're just a session guy, if there is something more convenient that they can go with for a different gig, even if they have to get someone completely new and form a new relationship, oh well, this guy's closer, or this guy can do a night that you can't do. So those things don't really, there's no loyalty there really.
Yeah.
Whereas with this, I saw they were like, we're looking for an actual member. We travel everywhere together. We do everything together from the moment we meet up, and then from the moment we go home. And I saw that there was this audition, and you know when you just get in your head, like I knew for a fact, like I knew the date in my head. I could tell you exactly when I needed to be there. I was prepping for it. I had to learn we play for 3 hours pretty much. So
3 hours.
I had to learn maybe like 30 or 40 songs.
Holy shit.
And I got there, and I was calling Jay, and I was like, I was leaving a voicemail. I was like, I'm right outside the studio, and I don't see any cars or anything. And he called me back. He's like, no, mate, it's tomorrow. Like, I got dressed up. I drove up there. And it's like I did a trial run for it, so the next day I knew exactly where I was going and everything. It went well, but...
So that was like what? That was like your audition day, you mean? Or?
Yeah. So I think.
So you were 24 hours early.
Yes.
That's got to be good, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's a good sign.
Determination.
No one else. I mean, they interviewed other guitarists, and none of them showed up the day before. So.
There you go. That's why you got it.
See, so that's what you need to do. If you're auditioning for a band, get there a day early, okay?
Yeah. It's a good sign for the future.
So what was you doing like previous to being in the band then? So obviously you said it was like session guitar for all sorts, or did you have another band?
I played in a few like original bands and stuff, and that was fun, and it's fun to to be yourself. Now that I look back on it, and what I do now is so straightforward, and back then it was more creative and you're completely in control of whatever you're doing. But once I finished up with that, I wanted just like something new and stuff. But I started out like my guitar journey is like the most stereotypical guitar journey ever. Like I pretty much learned to play while busking. Like I got a guitar and I just thought that all you needed was the guitar. Like I went and bought the guitar. I got the cube, the Roland, the cube that you put batteries in and you just go out.
Oh yeah.
And I literally thought that was all you actually needed to do. So I would go and play, but I couldn't play. And that was like in public every week.
We just set up and then try and figure it out when you're there, you mean?
Like a couple of times a week. And I'd say I did that for over a year, and it was only the last few months where people would come up to me and be like, "Oh, that was really good." So the rest of it, I don't know.
Character building.
Yeah, but I got there just playing blues and stuff. I probably watched Crossroads too many times or something, and it just, I don't know, something clicked.
Yeah.
So you're self-taught then, are you? Or did you didn't have any lessons or anything?
I had one lesson. One lesson. Like I'm from Newark, and we have this the Blues Festival. I don't know if it's still going. Where have you seen we got a castle in Newark? Have you seen that? It's pretty cool.
I'd like to say yes to.
Joe Bonamassa played the castle.
Oh, I know what you mean. I know what you mean now.
Yeah.
My dad's a massive fan of Joe Bonamassa,
Well, he came here probably like 5 years ago, and he only played maybe 6 venues in the country, and one of them was Newark Castle. And we have like a yearly blues festival thing, and they were doing a workshop, and obviously I just got this guitar and was just trying to figure it out and maybe watching a bit of YouTube or whatever. So I just went down, and they sort of went over a few songs, and you see that they're all structured really similarly because obviously there's 3 chords and that's all it is.
Yeah.
And then they take you up on stage and you're playing like this big stage in the castle in my hometown, for example. And that's all I got like a lesson that morning, and that was all that I've ever had. And it was basically like typical blues stuff.
Yeah.
And I think you just have to, if you just keep going, eventually you figure things out, don't you?
So persistence and patience, basically.
Oh, minus the patience. Yeah. Yeah, you've got to get angry. That's how you get there. Yeah.
So how long was it until you were, so like from when you started learning to play and doing the busking and stuff, what was the time between that and being like on stage sort of thing? Like officially, like I'm playing now in like some sort of session band or whatever. Like
not enough time.
Not enough time.
Just way too much confidence and not enough actual talent. Probably like a year or something like that. Just obviously not at a high level. Like now I feel like I can actually say I can go and play guitar. I can play different styles of music.
Yeah.
It's not just like arrogance. It's actually some
skill.
There's some skill. It's taken a very long time to get there.
Yeah.
I just thought you could do it. People were telling me, "Oh, you just get up and do it," and I just believed them. And it's not that simple, really.
Yeah.
So sorry if you had to listen. If you live in Newark and you had to listen to me for every day of your life. That's my fault.
Hey, but you know, experience is experience, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it can be good or bad, but it gives you a lesson in some respect, doesn't it? So
and I think live experience is the most important thing. It's way more valuable because you can sit in your room and play for years and years, and it's just not the same. You need to be under some kind of pressure. I think that's what the busking thing kind of did to me, because if I could sit around at home and just like noodle around on the guitar, with backing tracks and stuff, and feel like I knew what I was doing. But then when I went out and I realised, I've got to play for a certain amount of time that I'm out here. There are some people who are sat on a bench and they're going to hear me play for a while. So you have to think more variety. You have to keep that. It's like trying to entertain them is part of the skill that you learn, rather than just I can play the same licks over and over again. Now I have maybe like 3 licks that I play over and over again instead. And if you if you space them out enough, people won't notice that you're just doing the same thing over and over again.
Well, I suppose you've got constant people walking back and forth, ain't you? So you're never going to have like the same person.
And just crazy people as well.
Yeah.
Just absolutely mental. I wouldn't recommend it. Like, you should probably learn guitar with a qualified teacher, and just don't go outside because it's just scary.
Stay indoors.
People will try and if anyone does give you any money, people will just walk past and try and take it, or take your guitar, take your amp.
What, are you saying that as in you had those stories?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
come on
yeah,
then.
Come on
then. Yeah. Well, I'm from Newark, dude. It's like I would just be stood there playing, and I have to decide whether do I keep hold of the guitar, or do I like chase after these people that are like trying to take the bag with all the money or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Have you got to change for a tenner, mate?
Yeah. I'm figuring out is the guitar worth more, or like how much is in there. I don't have time to count that up right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's all good experience. I don't really have that problem now, to be honest, because there's like a barrier and security and stuff.
Yeah. I suppose you've got some sort of form of defence line.
Yeah.
So you're all good now. No one's going to run on stage and take the guitar and.
No. I don't think we've had anything stolen. We just lose a lot of stuff, I find. Just
on the road.
Just leaving stuff in venues, and like I left my glasses in the venue a month ago, and I just decided, well, I can ask them to post it back, but it's a bit of a trek. And they kept being like, oh yeah, we'll post it back. And I was just waiting and chasing them up, and I just didn't get them. So for weeks, I just couldn't see anything. Like, these have got prescription in, so I'm all right with in the daytime. But I was just like watching TV in the middle of the night with these on.
Wow. In terms of venues and stuff, then obviously we've been with UK Foos for like 3 years then, I suppose.
I think it's about 2.
2.
Yeah, that's another problem. I have the worst memory. I knew this was going to happen when I was talking to you guys. Okay, I got to go and answer some questions, but I don't have any of the answers because I just don't have a good memory. But
okay, well,
I'd say maybe 2 years.
In those,
I can tell when we go to a venue, I get that feeling like, oh, I've definitely been here before. I remember things about last time, and some of them I've done that 2 or 3 times. So they're kind of booked around the same time each year, and we just go around and round.
Yeah, so you kind of just get like a bit of calendar memory come through.
Yeah.
Which have you got like a favourite venue that you played in?
Oh man, that's tough.
Or even not necessarily a venue, but maybe like a favourite city or something.
You know what? We played a few last year that I think there was a heat wave or something, and we were just fortunately playing venues along the coast, along the south coast, and nothing to do with the music or the venue or anything. I just like the beach. I was just in the sea. We were talking earlier, like we have like a pre-show playlist that comes on. Obviously, the volume boosts up once people are coming in, and that's the only way that I know when to get out of the sea. Is just like, if I'm close enough to the venue, I can hear, oh shit, something's about to happen. I've got to get out. I go and dry off and everything.
So fans are there like, yep, can't wait, here we are.
I leave.
And you're just in the sea.
No,
coming in with your speedo, like time to play.
Slow, just like, Lou, come on, and then it's Baywatch slow motion running out with your guitar on you.
The front row were not happy about that. Yeah. No, it was, I'd say in terms of actual music venues, that's really tough because they change a lot as well. So you can think that something's your favourite, and then you go back and maybe with like different ownership, or even some of them get better with the sound systems and things like that. I know we really like playing Concord 2. That's a great venue. And I'm not just saying that because it's like a walk away from the sea. Yeah. And maybe next week we're playing in Holmfirth, and it's weird because Holmfirth is just like this little town. Everything's really kind of like old looking, and it would not. You wouldn't go through and think that it was like a music kind of place, but it sells out every year. the venue is really cool, and just like the staff are good, the facility is really good, stage is good.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we have this thing of like rating venues on load-ins and things like that. You know, the next day when you're thinking, oh, I wish I was playing. I can remember this load-in, and it was just so nice and easy. It has such a big impact.
Yeah. So sometimes it's more like the prep, the in and out sort of issues that you got to deal with. Like if that's nice and smooth, then it kind of makes everything else.
Yeah. At this point, we probably could like release a book with all the venues in the UK and like the load-in out of 10. You know,
have like a rating for everything.
How close to a beach is it out of 10?
Yeah.
You know, and for those I would say there's a lot where the load-in just makes you think, oh, the venue's great, but just doing that again is. But then you just put it off for another year, so it's fine. Yeah.
You played any festivals?
Yeah, a couple. I mean, I've over the years I've done quite a few. I like them. I like the atmosphere more because we don't at the moment. If I'm playing with the tribute band, we don't really have supports or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, for 3 hours of a gig, I can't imagine there's enough time for support acts as well, right?
To stand around for that. Yeah. But festivals just have a nice vibe where, you know, if you get down early, you can go and watch some stuff.
Yeah.
And then also, backstage is more fun because you've got all these different bands in tents and stuff, and you can just hang out, and there's free drinks and just stuff like that.
Yeah.
It'd be good to do more of those.
Are you going to any festivals? Not as like playing, but are you going just as spectator this year to anything? Or
I would like to. I'd probably just go to Slam Dunk.
Yeah, that's in Leeds, isn't it?
Yeah. We were just talking about going there yesterday, but I'm not staying over at any because they all just clash with gigs that I've got booked and things. And I just can't hack it, dude. Like I take my pillow with me, even to go and just to go and play a gig. I'll bring my pillow. We like our comforts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can't do the tent thing anymore. I just can't deal with that. So
I'll be doing.
No, it's in a tent with like 10 packs of baby wipes. And,
yeah.
That's your shower.
Shower in a pack.
It, yeah.
Shower in a pack. Yeah, that's
that
it.
Absolutely counts.
That's what I'll be doing in a few weeks for download. I haven't got a tent. I haven't got anything sorted through yet.
You've got to get a bit more organised.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Or just be that guy that just shows up and just like
improvises
takes everyone else's stuff. Yeah.
Anyone got a spare tent?
Well, there'll be like 3 people with a 10-man tent, and I'll be like, "You got room for one more?" And they'll be like, "No, fuck off." So I'll find somewhere.
Do you go every year then?
We went together.
2018.
I think so. Yeah, I think that was the first one I went to. The year after, I was lucky enough to work at the tattoo tent for it, so I technically went for free. But then it was lockdown, I think, after that, wasn't it?
Yeah. You went again, didn't you, at some point?
No, I've only been to 2.
Oh, yeah.
And then this will be the 3rd one.
So I haven't really looked for this year, but like, what are you excited for this year in general?
I mean, Metallica, I've never seen them before. Obviously, I'm not like a massive fan, but I'm a fan enough to be excited to see them. So they're doing 2 days. That'll be quite fun. Yeah. Bring Me the Horizon, never seen them before, but I've always wanted to, so they'll be sick. Five Finger Death Punch, I was a fan of them. On the spot, I can't actually remember now.
Yeah, well, there's a lot, isn't there? So
yeah, I mean,
always be something.
The one thing that some people like piss me off with when they say, "Oh, I'm not going because I don't like that these are on and these," and it's like there'll be someone else at that time.
Yeah.
But I think the variation is good this year.
Yeah. I think it's a bigger bummer if they look at the headliners and maybe not into any of them, because you always find something else for the whole day, but really most of your money is going towards the headliners.
Yeah.
And if it's not something you're into, then maybe the other stuff you could catch at another time or something. Like a lot of these bands will be playing an actual venue near you at some point.
Yeah, of course.
The headliners really, they'll only be doing big stuff like that, I guess. So.
But I'm actually really much more excited for. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm excited for Download, but the week after, I'm going to watch Tenacious D in Wembley.
Oh yeah.
And that's like, as soon as those tickets came out, me and like 3 or 4 others all sat on like multiple computers and devices just trying to get in the fucking queue to get those tickets. But we only 2 of us managed to get them, so I was lucky enough to be that one of 2.
Amazing.
In terms of being Foo Fighters tribute band, then, am I right in saying that you kind of have to know majority of the Foo Fighters songs, and then you just sort of like change the set list every time you do a different gig, or do you have like a set like classics that you do?
There's stuff that you cannot change because someone will just kill you outside. Like if you get to the end and you haven't played Everlong and you just walk off the stage, they'll be throwing stuff at you. But a certain amount of it we can change every week, because we just get bored of stuff and we move it around. And also, like my drummer was telling me this morning, they've always recorded every set list they've ever done online, so they can go back if we're about to play in a city. They can go and check what they did last time. Try and open with something different, and maybe change a few songs around. But yeah, there's stuff that just can't be out of the set list, obviously. So people want the greatest hits kind of stuff.
Yeah. So Everlong, you just said, Monkey Wrench.
Yeah.
My Hero.
Yeah.
Trying to think now. Pretender. Gotta have that in there.
Yeah.
You name any more? Off the top of your head?
It's hard being put on the spot, isn't it?
I've listened to Foos for a long time, but like when you try and think of them now.
No, that's about. Those are like the main.
Those are
ones
the top.
That people they come to hear. But like last night we played their new song, and it's weird because we will have played that live before anyone else, basically.
Yeah.
Or any, I imagine any band, none of them will have played that live yet in a real scenario, and it went better than some of the ones that we've been playing for years, because
good.
We just it's quite a simple song. It's very like typical Foo Fighters kind of sound.
Was it that one there? Was it?
Which one's that?
Rescued.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a song that I was trying to think of, but it's
Waiting
on a Wall. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't. I don't think we played that one. There was a few there, but they just kind of.
You got so many to choose from, haven't you?
Yeah, they fell a bit flat, those, and we've just put old stuff back in, and people like it more. You can really tell sometimes just from you play it once and you just look at the crowd and you can tell whether it's going in next week.
Yeah. In terms of obviously big fans of Foo Fighters, what is there any other music you're into? What kind of music do you listen to?
Oh yeah, I mean, to be honest, I've never been that into Foo Fighters anyway. It was more, but now I am, because I've learned everything.
Yeah.
I spent so much time with it. I would never. None of us would listen to that in our own time now, because it's like work. You just have to listen to it all the time. I just like a massive range of stuff, really. It really just depends on the day. Just depends on like how I'm feeling, or even like the weather and stuff. Just a really wide range of stuff. The stuff I started out playing on guitar was like probably like Fall Out Boy and stuff like that. And then I was obviously learning on blues stuff, because it's just very guitar-y and very easy. And then now pretty much if I hear something on shuffle or anything like that, I'll go home and like figure it out and stuff. So I kind of developed my ears over time to just pick things out, and I can kind of just play it from hearing it now, which is cool. But that's just, loads of hours put into it. It's not like an intentional thing. I think you just get there from playing so much. A very wide variety of stuff, really.
Yeah, I suppose it kind of keeps you focused on being, fresh in all sorts of genres as well, doesn't it, really? Because if you wanted to suddenly start doing something else or whether it's not like you've moved away from this style, you've moved completely far away from this kind of BPM kind of playing. So if you're constantly listening and, being focused with everything, then
I don't think I'm, like, as a player, I'm not specialised in one area very much. Like, obviously I play a lot of rock music, but the good thing is that there's a lot of other stuff I enjoy, and if I get a chance to play other stuff like that, I would be up to do that. I'd be really up for it. There's just not much variety of stuff out there at the moment. You're either playing pop music that really doesn't need much guitar, or it's not really in the mix too much, or you're playing stuff where the guitar is like 90% of the music. There's the pocket that I would like to sit in. There's not much music like that out there at the moment. Black stone cherry there on your drum head.
That is, yeah. That was when I went to see him at it was Wolverhampton.
Oh, cool.
The Civic Hall.
That's cool.
That was sick. That was because that was actually when they did they didn't have a support act. They just had an acoustic set to warm up with for about 40 minutes. And then half an hour, 20 minutes of break, and then they came back and they did their normal set electric. And it was like probably the first time I've ever seen like a band do an acoustic, come back on stage, then do their actual set.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. That was.
Did you enjoy that? Yeah.
Yeah.
The variety.
I think, to be honest with you, like when you go to a gig and you hear this, you automatically just expect this, like the loud amps and the big doof, doof, and everything like that. And then as soon as you suddenly go away from that and you go to an acoustic gig, you suddenly have much more appreciation for less music.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I mean. Like less is more sort of thing.
You also couldn't do it the other way around. Like we did some theatre shows last year where I think for maybe 45 minutes we would do acoustic. Still all of us playing, still the whole setup, but just way quieter. Everything's acoustic, different song choices and stuff. And then we'd go off and they'd sort of change the set, and we'd come back out and we'd do the rock set. And it's like a warm up, so it works. But if you were doing it the other way around, it would not work, I think, because you'd adjust to that rock volume.
Yeah.
And then the second half would just like bore you to death.
So you're like completely hyped up for that, and then suddenly, right, here comes the acoustic stuff.
Yeah. They don't want to hear that.
Can I ask you a question in regards to? It's a little bit of like a tough topic, really, especially if you're a fan of his. But how did you guys? How did you guys react when Taylor Hawkins passed away?
Yeah, I mean we had to play a gig on the same day.
Oh.
I think the guys were travelling down to Oxford, so we were playing the O2 Academy, and I think that maybe the way that they found out was like getting a few calls to like go on the radio, or just maybe on like local radio or whatever, to talk about it, just people that they already knew. So that's how they actually found out about it. And obviously they've been doing it a lot longer than me, and I'm sort of just like I've just joined as recently. So maybe for them it was pretty rough, but we had to make that decision of maybe halfway down the motorway we had to decide to either not do the show, and there's going to be people that want to go, and it might be the best thing for them to go, and also, you know, that's like the spirit of rock and roll, isn't it? Like you have to keep going, the show must go on.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you could leave a lot of people with no environment to deal with it, and there's plenty of people in there, fans and stuff, where that's the perfect place for them to be on that day, really.
Yeah.
So we did do it, and the attendance was kind of weird, because I guess half the people were not up for it, and they maybe stayed at home. We knew that there were more tickets on, and there were just, you know, people not wanting to show up. But then the people who did show up were just like really emotional. I think it was probably helpful for them to like go, go and hear it on the same day. And then because of the way that we book things, we played there like exactly a year later as well. So people were talking about it on that day as like a year anniversary, and we had to go and do it again, and everything feels exactly the same, and we're doing the same stuff. Yeah. So it was weird, yeah.
I was going to say, has like the dynamic of being a Foo Fighters tribute band changed since Taylor's death? Like, obviously, you know, you've still been playing, but like, has that changed? Has it changed in any way? Has there been any kind of like altercations made? Or?
I think it will always be the lineup that people want to see anyway.
Yeah.
So it's obvious that's not going to change. If anything, that's solidified now that like that is the lineup, and if you're a tribute, then you are tributing to that timeline. But we get a lot of questions and stuff afterwards similar to that, or my drummer will get people bothering him, and I guess it's harder for him trying to continue to do that and to keep the energy up. But at the end of the day, it's also that's kind of what a tribute is anyway, isn't it? Is like none of these things are forever anyway, and we're recreating a moment in time or something that's not real anyway.
Yeah.
So we can keep doing it, and not much has to change, I guess, for us.
Do you know what's going to happen with Foos now?
No idea. No, like I say, I'm not really clued up on that. I don't know. Like on the new song, for example, I'd assume that maybe it was like Dave playing the drums on the track.
Yeah.
But in terms of how things go live going forward, no idea really. There's a lot of rumours and stuff, but
With disregard rumours, what do you think? Like, like from Foo Fighters fan perspective, what do you think would be best?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I think me personally, I think that period will just be seen as like the golden era, and whatever comes afterwards, it can really be anything. They can really reinvent things. They can really do anything they wanted to do, and maybe new people would be into it, and maybe they lose old fans of it. And it's the same as any band when they decide to really like reinvent themselves. It probably won't even be that far away, judging from the first track. Whereas some bands, you know, they don't necessarily lose anyone, but you don't hear from them for a few years, and when they make the next thing, it's like way out there.
Yeah.
And they lose most of the fan base with that, or they gain a new fan base with that anyway. So I think you can really keep going and do anything that you want at that point, can't you? So see what happens. But
because for their they used their son, didn't they, for that one gig? But I can't see them.
I think that'd be a
doing
massive.
something.
That'd be huge for him
I think
to try and fill.
People would love it, wouldn't they? But I mean, he's a young.
He's only like 16, 17, isn't he, or something?
Big boots to fill, isn't it? If you
huge. Like that's like suddenly going, one of the best drummers in rock take his place.
yeah,
Disregard being his son, but like that is just like, you know, it's similar to like John Bonham dying and then Jason Bonham was a drummer, and
yeah, it's a tough act to follow for either of those. Yeah.
And although you could say, you know, that's an insane accolade to have that your dad is Taylor Hawkins, but like, is that something that he wants to be known for?
Yeah, you can't avoid that, I guess.
Yeah.
Especially after most people's introduction to the guy is going to be the tribute show.
Yeah.
It's going to be unavoidable. Anything that he wants to do in future, I guess, is going to be associated like that. But it's not a bad thing, I suppose.
Apart from that, like who influences you the most?
I'm not sure, you know. That's another memory problem. It's like, I know I'm here and I'm playing guitar and my hands can do it. I just don't know how at some point something made me want to do that. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. There's a lot of not inspiration, but I think especially when I was recording music quite a lot, I noticed that I would play something and to me it really felt original, and then a few days later I would just be listening to music and I would hear it and I'd be, oh okay, I've stolen that 100%. Stolen it. From loads of stuff, like what was it, a couple of months ago I was just recording a song and I just came up with this like really cool little funky guitar thing, and within like an hour of leaving the place I was like, yeah, that was just Billie Jean. Just copy and pasted the guitar thing from that.
Yeah.
And just stuff that you don't realise it when you're doing it, but that's all it is. It's mostly imitation anyway, isn't it? So yeah, there's probably a lot of stuff that sneaks its way into there. Like, have you heard what's the song? Is it Phantom of the Opera? Like one of the older Iron Maiden songs.
Yeah.
It's like I was playing a solo and I recorded it and I was really thinking this is to me, this is one of the coolest things I've come up with. Like I really just came up with that, put it down first time, and it is just the solo from Phantom of the Opera, and I was just like, blown away. I'm not doing it on purpose, I promise.
Somewhere in the back of your head, you were just like, it just came through, just like, don't tell him it's actually this.
Yeah.
And then you start playing like, fuck, this is good.
I don't think most people would notice if you didn't tell them. They wouldn't notice because it's always going to be maybe in a different key, and then the tempo is going to be different. The rest of the
different
song's
drum
different.
beat.
So you won't notice, but I notice because I know it didn't come from. I can't come up with things like that good. So it's come from somewhere else, I guess. I do that a lot. Yeah, that's a problem. I'll probably get in legal trouble for that.
Well, hopefully you don't. Hopefully any kind of music that you bring out is I mean, you're in a tribute band, so you're gonna play music that people are recognising.
Yeah, I mean that's all well and good because you sort of advertising it as that. But when I used to go and record stuff and feel really good about something, and then I just notice a lot of it. But you can't help that influences, like you were saying, influences come through that you're not thinking about. It's just when you're listening to music, it's the same part of your brain that's gonna create music as well.
Yeah. Have you actually? I mean, the band itself, UK Foo, has been going since like what 2010 or before that or something.
Oh, ages.
Have you actually met Foo Fighters? Like, have they been to see you, or have they kind of like?
No.
You've been to see them, and
I haven't. No. Like I say, the other guys have been and done stuff like that.
Yeah.
My singer, he's been on stage with them and things like that. They all went to like the tribute show, and I think they've met them, and I just am not that emotionally involved with it. I'd probably go and see them if they were playing around me, but I could be in a tribute to most bands and just get on with it. But it's a good band to be doing. I'd rather be playing rock music. But in general, I just like to be playing music. You know what I mean? It could be almost anything if I was doing it and getting on with these guys. It could do anything really.
As long as it has like a catchy beat or something, then I suppose. Yeah.
Or just even if the guitar is fun to play, then that anything will do. I used to play weddings and stuff. Yeah. And some of that is obviously just horrendous. Anything in comparison to that is pretty good.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that you'd love to play with?
Like a band?
Like a band. Yeah. Like,
oh man, that.
If it had to be, if you was a dream band, who would you like to play
super
with?
Band.
Super band.
I should have. See, this is the thing: is I should have just thought about this because I already knew. Although we don't you guys don't prepare things. I already knew that this would just come up because it's so obvious. I just haven't thought about it. I just haven't had time to think about it. I used to just really want to be in Fall Out Boy. I just think it'd be so cool to just if you could just drop me in there. You don't even have to change anything. Like I'll be the fifth guy, and that would do it for me. That would be like dream band material for me. The supergroup thing would be like I couldn't even hold my ground on stage next to some of these people. I think, so.
That's a very humble answer.
No, it's just tough, isn't it? Like I see that I could play with people on my level, and it feels like you fit in. I think there's probably another level that I haven't experienced yet. That at some point I'd have to move up to it and feel like, oh, it's something else. And those kinds of things are like that. Like for example, if something, like yesterday, something goes wrong in a medium-sized venue and you're playing in a tribute band and the crowd are all out for a drink and they're having a laugh or whatever, we'll have a joke on stage about things going wrong and exaggerating things, and it actually adds something to the show. When you're at that level of playing massive venues or festivals and stuff, those kinds of things actually turn into just like nightmares because it's a main set of something that people are paying a lot of money for, and like if you have a technical issue, but you are not involved with your technical layout at all because you have a guy who does it for you and you don't know anything about all that stuff, then you're just going to be stood there. It's going to be really awkward.
Oh yeah, you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah,
Has that ever happened then? What's like the worst thing that's ever happened?
Oh, I get all that. I get that all the time. I just don't know anything about. I get people coming up after a show and asking me about gear and stuff like that. I just don't know anything about it. I don't want to know anything about it. Like, if I could just plug the guitar into a cable and I don't even see where the cable goes, and you just tell me they can hear you, it's fine. I don't care where it's going. And people ask me about like stereo and wet and dry and you know, what kind of pickups are you using and all this stuff. I just don't care. So I get a lot of technical issues because I'll just look and think, yeah, everything looks like it's plugged in, that'll do, and then come back later and it's like just in the completely wrong place. Or like yesterday, everything sounded really good in the sound check, and then I think I must have just left my batteries on or something between sound checking and going on stage. So by the time I went up, it was just cutting in and out the whole time.
Oh fuck!
This is my in-ears, obviously. Like I make sure that the guitar is gonna go out.
Yeah. So from what you was hearing, it was just like.
I had to take them out.
Oh,
so
right.
I'm probably shouting a bit today. I was.
It was better for the microphone.
I had the wedges. The wedges right in front of me, just like blasting me.
Yeah. So how many more like on this run that you've got at the moment? Obviously, I think we have said that we'll see you in December because you'll be at the O2 then.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
But so from in this little run of data you got now, how far through are you?
Yeah, till then, I guess.
Really, just keep going.
Yeah, it doesn't really stop. Maybe there'll be a little bit here or there.
Bit of window time that you can go back home and.
Yeah, but it's just like a lot of work and a lot of moving around. Like that might be the next one that's closest enough for you guys, but there'll be other shows that are not that far away. Like even last night, I was playing in this place and I was thinking, only a couple of weeks ago, I've seen all these roads and stuff. We played probably 10 minutes down the road from this venue. So a lot of them, it's just never ending.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good fun.
Is it classed as? Do you do your tours as like a particular kind of name of a tour, or is it literally just like we're here, then there, then there, then there?
Sometimes, like when they did that, last album, maybe last year or the year before, that was named off of one of the tracks on the album, I think. But
yeah.
No, like this year round, I don't think it's got a name or anything like that. It's not very official.
No. How long would you sort of want to stay doing? You know, you don't have to say, but like how long would you?
I'll say it.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I can tolerate another couple of weeks and I'm out like these days. Just doing my thing. No. I could keep going because I just like doing it. I like playing.
Yeah.
I like to be busy. I would keep going until it's not busy. Let's say that I'm not getting booked with a band very often, then I will just, a part of me will have to look for other stuff to fill the time.
Yeah.
Or even now, I say to you guys, I'm just never stopping and just playing all the time and we don't get a break or whatever. But if I look at the calendar and have a weekend that's just completely free, I will try and find someone to go and play with. Like I'll learn their songs on the day or on the day before, because I'm just thinking that's the best way that I can spend that time, other than like going and playing golf or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to do. It's just something you have to do to fill the time.
Yeah.
You're like 60 years old, you just get into it. So.
Well, that kind of comes into a nice new question I've got for you. So when you're not playing, as a small amount of time as that is, how do you sort of find your downtime? How do you relax?
I really enjoy the downtime, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it doesn't need to be much. In general, we just really like to relax. Sometimes we get like too relaxed. You know, if we're staying in a hotel with like a spa or the jacuzzi and the pool and stuff like that, we'll get up nice and early and go and do that. and then you think I've got to go and load in, I've got to play a show and have the energy to do that. And you're just like you can't even feel your body anymore. You're just like, this is not going to work. Yeah. We all like we're on to different stuff, but like we go and play golf. I just try and stay constantly busy with stuff, to be honest. And then afterwards you're like, oh, I'm really tired and I don't know why. And then you look at what you've been doing for just like weeks on end.
Yeah.
That might explain.
Suddenly it starts to catch up with you and you're like, fuck.
Yeah. Like today, for example, I could probably have just gone home and done nothing, but there's no point because we're already here and we can already just make something happen and it's more fun.
Yeah.
And then maybe later I'll try and relax a bit. I like a whiskey and a cigar, put some tunes on. If the weather's nice, just sit and enjoy that.
Yeah.
That's the longest I can sit still for, maybe like 20 minutes or so.
Until the whiskey's gone and the cigar's burnt out.
Yeah. I like that.
So is whiskey is your drink of choice, is it?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, I definitely I have like a bit of a collection. I'll send you a photo. And the collection is just rapidly deteriorating. It's I wouldn't even be able to call it a collection anymore because it's just empty bottles. And then last night was funny. Like we got to the hotel and the six of us, we got 3 rooms. Normally we just have like sometimes 2 double beds, loads of space. When we get to the rooms, this is at like 2 a.m, and all that's in each of them is like one single bed. And I'm like, well, I mean, it's a bit of a walk back to the desk, but I'm not spooning or...
Who's the big spoon tonight then?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, we normally take it in turns, but just, I don't want anyone in my space right now. So we went back and we said, this is just not what we booked. And the hotel, you can tell it's empty. The car park's completely empty. So you could probably give us a room each. But we went back and they gave us like 3 new rooms and went into those and it was like a double bed in each room or whatever. And we're like, do you just want us to sleep together or something? Some, like elaborate prank.
You gotta make sure there's no cameras in the room somewhere.
Yeah. So because the guy was like, oh, we're really sorry that we keep messing up with these rooms. Just have anything you want. So we're having like these. They have like these cans of wine in the
a can of wine.
Yeah. They're only like this big, but we like already drank all the whiskey in the dressing room or whatever. So just I sat with my bass player yesterday till like I don't even know what time. They had like Come Dine With Me reruns on the TV.
Classic,
with, like,
classic hotel TV.
But they had because it's so late. They've got the sign language person in the corner. I don't know why they come out late at night. But,
it's always on like In-Betweeners or Channel 4 shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
There'll be the sign language person on there, and it's like, who's watching this at 2 a.m. like for this particular reason?
Yeah, we are. That's why they keep going. We just sat in bed like, why are we not just going to? I knew I had to get up and come and do this as well. It's just it just makes no sense to sit and do it, but it's just like I don't think ahead enough. I guess I forgot about what we were doing and stuff.
Do you have a little tipple of the old whiskey before you go on stage for a bit of courage and stuff?
Yeah. We usually have. It's a bit of a. I don't want to give away the top secret ritual too much because it might even give other. It might give other bands too much power. You
got to keep your skills, keep them to yourself a bit.
Yeah, but I will say it starts with sharing a whiskey together and maybe listening to Love Story from Taylor Swift just before you go on stage. Those two things
That's
together.
Not what I thought, but okay.
Didn't
it's
expect
not quite
that.
the pick of destiny, but it really,
the drink of destiny.
Yeah. The Swift of destiny.
Man. That'll really get you going. It definitely, that's top secret, so don't.
It's not now. It's going live now.
Oh, is this live?
No, it's not
I didn't
live.
know this thing was on though.
No, it's not live. No. Hey, if you want, we can just sort of like use that as a bit of a clickbait video.
Oh, yeah.
So then everyone's gonna be like, shit, I've got to find this out. This secret.
Taylor Swift's views are going up.
Yeah. Suddenly the Foo Fighters have booked Taylor Swift as support act or something.
Oh man, you're gonna have to start putting those titles like top 10 ways to rock the stage. Number 10, a shot of whiskey and listening to Love Story. Number 9, we do like stretches, like we'll clear the floor and do like some weird stretches and stuff, vocal warm-ups.
Yeah.
But the vocal warm-ups thing, because we've been doing it for so long, we always do the same ones and they're in the same order. We can almost just do it now without any like communicating with each other. We can just go
just automatic.
And sometimes if we have, like last night when we have a photographer or something, they find it so weird that they come into a room and we just go, right, vocal warm-ups then, and we just start making weird noises but like exactly the same pitch and the same time. And like, what's going on? Or you see people walking past the dressing room just like, what are they doing in there? It helps though. It keeps you, like, I wouldn't be able to talk very much if I woke up the next day. So
I suppose, well, it's like any muscle, isn't it? You got to keep it warmed down and everything. So do you do quite a lot of backing vocals then?
Yeah, I do. I do a fair bit, but also I just find that I just like to. We sort of shout to each other on stage a lot and like make a lot of jokes, and you forget how loud it is, and you're trying to compete with that. So it's mostly that. It's mostly trying to just be annoying, and then it uses a lot of your voice. Yeah. Yeah, I've been singing on a few tracks and stuff, and it's the same thing where you really don't know how much you're pushing it because everything's so loud, and you know you've got your in-ears and stuff, and then the next day you can kind of feel it. But I think being the main vocal for nearly 3 hours, you need to be
3
warmed up
hours
if you're doing something like that.
Like, need a few lozenges after that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where's that whiskey and honey and lemon? Quick, get it in me.
Oh, absolutely.
I think, really, that's most of the topics. I mean, no doubt.
I feel like we already know the answer to that question.
This one here.
What's that?
Which one am I looking at? Oh, guilty pleasure. Oh, I think we do know, don't we? No.
I'm not guilty about any pleasure.
Taylor Swift, all about the pleasure.
Yeah, there's no guilt involved, dude, with that. You know, don't be guilty.
I can't knock it.
Yeah,
I'm not knocking it at all.
You're full of shit.
Music is music. If you like it, you like it.
yeah.
You know.
Like, what do you guys have? Do you guys have something now that you've got a music podcast and you talk to musicians and you're making merch and stuff? Do you have something that you feel like you couldn't even say to each other because you are actually
we have some weird shit to be fair sometimes.
No, but I reckon even if you're talking to each other and it seems weird, I reckon, like, let's say you're completely alone, there's got to be something you haven't told each other that you're into. I can guarantee it. I see it in your face, Stan.
We need a conversation after this, don't we?
Oh no.
No, to be fair, like when we're here printing, like sometimes we can be here for like 4 hours doing like a monotonous bullshit kind of task. So you need something to kind of keep yourself going.
Yeah.
We go on the vibe. Sometimes it's like 50s music. To be fair,
we do like
really
50s. I do like my Frank Sinatra every now and again as well.
Sometimes it's reggae.
Afro
Most
Man.
of it's rock. But we
yeah.
do bounce about, don't we? To be fair.
Yeah, Afro Man, Num Num Cat. What's that? Who's the person that does that?
That's a weird one, but I get you going.
Do you know what that is?
Lugger Lugger Cat.
Yeah, Lugger Lugger. What's the fucking guy that does it?
Kiffness.
The Kiffness, yeah.
Have you ever heard of him?
No, I haven't heard
He's
of him.
He's a guy from South Africa, isn't he? I think he's South Africa.
I don't even know, to be
honest.
honest.
He basically takes like these viral videos of like, I don't know, a cat making a weird noise, and he'll remix it. He'll turn it into a song, and it's like.
But it will sound
if that
fucking
gets us
good.
going, bang it on.
Yeah. Like we've got like a playlist of just like all three of us just add shit to it and just whatever we like and stuff. Or sometimes one of us will play a song and it's like, fuck, that's amazing. Chuck it in. But at the moment, that playlist is so fucked up. Like, it's majority rock, but then there'll be some random shit thrown in.
Yeah.
There'll be some, like, techno stuff, and then there'll be this remixed kind of, like, fucking cat noises.
It's gone in a weird direction, really, hasn't
it? Has a little bit, yeah.
You've gone too far with that. You've got to start a new one and just leave that.
Oh, there's a volume 2 already.
Yeah. And you've already fucked that up as well.
Yeah, big time.
It doesn't take long.
Do you do much kind of, like, social stuff, or do you sort of, like, not get involved with that?
I'm trying to post more. I need to up my game a little bit, but
I suppose you ain't got the time though, have you?
Yeah, I think I could. I do. I see the other guys doing a lot. There's stuff even in our day to day, or like you'll know when you're here. to this, to other people, this is really interesting, and it doesn't take a lot of your time to like somehow share that with people. And it's the same thing with playing shows, that you forget that maybe to other people it's not that boring, and it's not just doing the same thing. They would like to see bits of that, or there's a lot I could be doing, which I think I will start doing, but it's not a time thing. It's just like I get distracted, man. I'll just find myself walking around a venue. Like I like getting lost in a venue and just seeing what I find in there and stuff. I could be doing, I could be like editing videos or something. I might start putting together some stuff.
Would you ever be allowed to do like vlogs of the gigs you do with the UK food?
I've thought about that, but
nothing major, but just literally just getting the phone and just I'm here today doing this. Here's that.
I think people would like to know like some of like the things that happen in the background, or like even like how the kind of band works when you're playing. Like when you were talking earlier about like your in-ears and things like that. How does that kind of stuff work? Like
I'd be
little
interested
things
in
like
seeing
that, because like other people would have no idea, would they? Like,
I could definitely film stuff. It's gonna take. I'm gonna have to do like 50 takes, because even if I send something to my mates as like a joke, I just find that I have to redo it, because it's like, oh, that wasn't perfect. And I'm thinking, you're telling me I need to post something to like thousands of people and put something out there. It takes a lot of preparation, I think, but I think I could come up with some stuff. Yeah, I mean my old bass player, we were just talking about this morning, he used to do this thing called Stinky Pete's Toilet Reviews, where we noticed that like he would in a venue, he would go and come back from the toilet and be telling us all the details about like the facilities at this place. I was like, you are really good at this, great description, maybe too much information actually, and you should put it out there. So what he started doing was the front facing camera, he would be sat on the toilet and while he's there, he's like reviewing everything. You can see him looking around the place. Yeah, it's nice tiles in here, stocked up with toilet paper over here. I've tried the hand dryer, it's really powerful, everything's really clean. Yeah, this is a solid 8 out of 10. And he would do that. There was just like, you know, you just find a random page full of stuff. He had just loads of them like that. But it's been. I think
what's his name? Come on, I want to have a little look at him now.
10 out of 10. Would shit again.
So
would unload again.
Stinky Pete's Toilet Reviews. Why am I plugging his thing now? Like,
hey, why not? It comes up straight away, followed by Hurricane. There you go.
Does, dude.
50 followers. There you go. Boom. Yeah. We just became follower number 50 on that page now.
I'm so happy with that. Yeah.
What's going on, man? There's no posts on here though.
Maybe you know what? It's got to meet the quality. He's going for a new.
Right. Okay. Then
he's backlogged.
I presume it. Well, in terms of that though, like my big question with that is though, like when you say he's on the toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is great. Like, is there ever moments where he's talking that?
Maybe not quite. I don't think he has to push too much. This guy, he goes too much. It's probably like falling out of him at this point.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, you might hear. There might be some stuff that you hear that
mid conversation just.
Yeah. I need to. I'll have to. I didn't expect to plug that, and now I'm just thinking, am I like endorsing this now? Like, don't.
Why not? Content is subjectively funny to whoever, so
yeah it was there's plenty of toilets out there to review, so it's
he's never going to be ended. No.
Unlimited amount of content there. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, on that subject of content, you should definitely get your content on the go, I think, because like Kurt says, I agree with that. You should. I think it'd be really cool to see the behind the scenes sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people that follow kind of like bands and musicians and stuff love the music, but also like really interested in the person and their life and what life is like. It doesn't have to be like glamorous or anything. It's just like the real, raw, authentic. This is what we have to do to serve you with entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I think as well, the raw, authentic, the reality of it is not that. To me, it doesn't seem like it would be interesting to people. The illusion is interesting to people when they think about what you're actually doing. They think of something so much more grand than what it actually is. It's, to me, I thought it would be cooler to just keep that illusion going.
Yeah.
Than to show the reality is really just not that interesting, because to us it's just normal life. But I guess maybe if it was your first time seeing how things work, then it would be cool. I might be able to put like a reel together every now and then or something. But
Yeah.
I struggle to remember to even just post some pictures from a gig, and like weeks after the show, I'll just remember, oh, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, it happened here, didn't it? Because screen printing and all that kind of shit. It's like you said, it's normal for us.
Yeah.
Hear it, see it, do it all the time and that. But I remember this one time someone came and picked up some shirts from us, and they were like, "Oh, I saw your video of the screen printing. That's so cool, that is." And it's like, what? You mean pushing ink in a screen and doing another one, and then like you found that interest? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, like if you don't see it, like it is something different. You're not going to watch it every single Friday. Oh, the new video.
Right.
But eventually, enough people will just sort of like scatter around content and find it.
And it'll put them on to the more important stuff, I guess. What you're actually doing and what you're putting your time into. So it could be the same thing. Mine would probably just be stupid. Like, I'm always playing pranks on the guys and just doing dumb shit. And I've probably got plenty of footage of stuff like that. But the stuff that people actually want to see, I'll have to like go out of my way a little bit. Yeah, that's a good plan.
Do you have an actual Instagram name that you want to plug yourself now?
Yeah, if I eventually start doing something productively, then it'll be on Hurricane Henderson on Instagram, where at the moment it is just stories, normally just making fun of people or making fun of myself or just doing stupid stuff. But if I actually start putting some effort into it, which I should do, and then I'll come and catch up with you guys at some point, and we'll see if we stuck to like the productivity.
Yeah. We'll have to come back, like you come back to the same venues the next year. We'll do this exactly the same time next year.
I'll be here in a year, right? I will be like an hour early. I'll be in a suit. I'll be sat here like, as you know, I've just absolutely blown up. I don't even know why I'm here talking to you. I just blew up online. I started making reels about this stuff, and people were so interested. I'm playing stadiums,
doing collab content with Stinky Pete through the roof. Like,
I mean, you want to see the toilets this guy's reviewing? They've got
sponsored by the new golden toilet from
gold-plated.
Branded.
You'll have plenty of sponsors and stuff.
Absolutely, man. No, but in terms of a chat, mate, that was really interesting to hear your stories and that. Obviously, like I said, you're more than welcome to come back when you're next around. But we'll be seeing you in December as well.
Absolutely, yeah. You'll have to remind me, and we can hang out and stuff as well.
Yeah, just for context as well. Was it your memory shit, you said, isn't it? So you're not going to remember. But I was going to say, is it O2 Academy?
If it's the closest one to you guys, it'll be O2 Academy, Birmingham.
There you go.
Which has a shitload in as well. So I'll be looking forward to seeing.
That's what you should do. You should do reviews of gig loadings and stuff. Do you know what?
I thought the other day, because we talk about this stuff together, but it's not good to publicly badmouth a venue based on like geography. Like, sometimes they cannot help it.
Yeah. And
to the person going to the show, to them the venue can just be perfect, and you don't want to put these ideas in their head that, oh, by the way, you can't see backstage, but I have to climb down like 30 stairs and then for some reason go back up like 30 more stairs in the same direction. You don't want to put that in their head because they won't enjoy the show. And it's not the venue's fault, some of them. But some of these load-ins, it's like it would be interesting to show you, because you see, people playing for a few hours, and people say, oh, I bet that takes loads of energy or whatever. It's like, that's the fun bit. Like, the stuff that takes the energy is the rest of the day, really.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, loading out, once you've played the show, that's the kind of stuff we think about, because it's just like, that's logistical. It's like our job, I guess. So I don't want to badmouth venues. I could review venues and then only say positive things, but just some of them would be like 3 seconds long. Like,
so we're at the venue, it's got a front door. And then some are going to be like 3-4 minutes, and they're just like, look, this is the toilet, it's fucking amazing, we've got food over there, this is great.
It also feels, the good ones would feel a little bit like because I've gone from playing in the corner of pubs like for a long time. I did that longer than I've been doing decent venues. So sometimes to me it feels a bit egotistical if you went to a good one and you want to show people because you think they're going to find it interesting, but then I'm also filming this stuff that back then, if I would have looked at, I really wanted to play those venues and I couldn't figure out how to do it or how to get to that stage. And I think some people watching that, it would just come across like you're showing off, oh, look at what I get to play tonight, and you don't get to play it, you're playing some other venue or whatever. And then we could see the same thing. We could see people touring like a stadium and be like, oh, look where I'm playing tonight. And there's always this this envy with music, and you could get there eventually, but that's not the point. The point is that if you are enjoying playing music, you should be enjoying it at each level. And there's something with each of them. Like I loved playing small venues and going out in the mosh pit and, you know, going wireless, going out and actually like seeing my friends in the crowd and not having to worry about anything like that. And then, you know, maybe a bigger venue, it sounds better and it looks better, but there's always positives for each of these levels, and you have to enjoy it as you're going through. You have to enjoy that journey. And that some of this content it sounds like it might deter that a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like if I was to review some of the venues that we play and I was going to show, oh, well, this single dressing room is bigger than like venues that I used to play. And it doesn't need to be for you to have fun, but I'm just making a reel or whatever. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Maybe I should just do them all negatives so that people don't get interested.
Well, whatever kind of content you do, you've got 2 avid followers right here. So.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Well, technically 3, because 2 personal accounts and then the Cherry Dog account. So 3 followers.
That's all I need. That's brought my total up to like 10. I only need 5 times more, and I'll be at the same level of viewership as Stinky Pete. So
that's fine. Yeah.
Oh man.
But no, honestly, Lou, thank you very much for coming, dude.
Yeah, you too. Yeah.
It's been good to have you here, and obviously, like I said, we'll be seeing you in December, and we will be avid followers of all your content coming up.
Man. Yeah, see you there, and we'll have a drink.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Obviously.
Be some whiskey.
Yes.
Have you ever done a podcast before?
No.
That was the Cherry Dog Podcast, with special guest, Hurricane Henderson. Keep up with Lewis on his socials. Also, be sure to check out the Cherry Dog Apparel range at www.cherrydogapparel.com. Thanks for listening.